I am Stef Neary, and I am a yoga teacher in Ireland, from Canada originally. But welcome to my YouTube channel if you've never seen me before. If you have practiced yoga with me before, then you will know that you don't really know what to expect when you come into a class. And that is because I want to challenge you, and you might be thinking I'm gonna do something very stimulating, and then I might do something very gentle. So you definitely, if you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification so you get all of the notifications when I'm uploading new videos, then you'll get to see the very many styles. And I also am passionate about teaching beginners yoga because I want people to practice all over the world. I've been practicing for about 24 years now, and I've done all different types of like running and cycling and hiking, rock climbing, lots of gym. And I always stick with yoga. It's helped heal me from car accidents and shoulder dislocations. I had 60 dislocations in my left shoulder here. And the thing that brought me back after physio, after everything, was yoga. So in this video and several more videos that I'm going to be uploading, especially while we're all locked down at home, is for the beginner and for people that have been to classes and just felt really highly uncoordinated and couldn't understand how to get their body to work. Say if what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to take you through some transitions. Let me know if this was for you or it resonated with you when I show you from down dog and then I say, oh, step your right foot up, and it feels really awkward and you don't know how to get that foot up without dragging it 3-4 times to get up to the top. So I'm going to teach you some tricks that is just going to make you understand how your muscle memory works and how very quickly it will build up if you're practicing. And just, it's going to be 15-20 minutes, and then I'm going to shoot some more videos on different subjects, but basically with the beginner in mind. Even if I say beginner meaning that you've never tried it before, but also people that have put it down because they thought this is way too hard. I hear that from people all the time when they come into a class with me. When we're not on lockdown, they have never tried yoga before, and they think that you're basically sitting in meditation, which is one reason why they never ever tried yoga, because they don't like to sit still. Then when they get to class, they say, oh my God, I had no idea how hard yoga is. So there's so many different sub-layers to yoga, different types of yoga, different types of teachers, and depending on what your background is, you can maybe jump to intermediate relatively quick, but again, I want to work from the ground up. So we're going to get right into it. And Vinyasa Flow means that you are going, what's the best way to describe it? I'll show you first. Okay, so you spread your fingers wide, you have your knees hip width apart, you lift yourself up into down dog, okay? So I'll break all of this down, but I just want to show you. Okay, so you're in down dog for 3 to 5 breaths. You connect with your breathing, you engage your pelvic floor by squeezing what is known as root lock melliband.
You squeeze from the rectum into the sex organs, into the navel, pull it all the way up into the spine. Okay, so that is really where your power is. So you open up, down dog feels really good. In the beginning, when you're a beginner, you can't wait to get back down onto your knees. Okay, so for the purpose of this, you do your 3 to 5 breaths, then you walk your feet back, coming into plank. Then you lower your knees down and hug your elbows into your ribs, lower yourself down, and then you're going to come into cobra or into up dog, which means that you are going to engage your thighs, lift your kneecaps up, firm everything up, and push. Okay, and then, so you go from up dog back to down dog. Okay, so when you do that for another 3 to 5 breaths, and then you're going to, a teacher or me will say, step your right foot forward. What happens when you are new and your hips are really tight, this is the part where I was saying people feel uncoordinated. Okay, so I'll say, step your right foot up. I'm going to teach you the tricks here. So say here's your hands at the edges of the mat. And then the teacher says, okay, step your right foot up. This is what happens. And they think, how do I get my foot right in between my hands? So what you're going to do is you go back to down dog. Then you're going to look forward in between your hands. You're going to move your right hand over. So you tense your fingers, move your hand over to meet kind of to the left. And then you're going to lift your knee up into your ribs, okay? And then you roll on the back toes and bring the foot up. Then you can be up here, okay? So then you step back to down dog. So this is all part of Vinyasa Flow. Then, if I say move your left foot, you go from down dog, you come up onto the toes. Now you're going to lift your left knee up into your ribs. Okay? Tense your left fingers, roll, roll, roll on the back toes, and step that foot up. Spin the back heel. And then you're up here again. Okay? Looks simple, I know. And then you step back. I know the reality is from teaching that, and from being a student myself, right, is that me showing you how to do that, when you start doing it, you're gonna go, oh my God, I asked you to get up. You're not used to weight bearing with your own body weight. Maybe you've been to the gym and you lift 5-pound weights. Well, that's not your body weight, right? So it's very different when you get down onto your hands and your knees. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to curl your toes under, okay? Spread your fingers wide, so look at your hands. Where your eyes go, your body follows. Okay, so then you're going to start to lift your knees up. Now for some people, just even getting here, their knees and their legs are going to be shaking. Okay, so it'll be, you know, they can't get their heels down and push. You know, all of this takes a little bit to figure out. Then you start to lower your heels down after your hamstrings release and your spine releases. So let's just practice this a few times. Okay, so you get up to down dog, push your head back behind your arms, keep your fingers spread wide, press into your fingertips, and then you're going to come look at your toes, come up onto the toes, press the knees back, give yourself another little push behind your arms, and then you're up on the toes still. You look forward, and engage the abdominals, okay? So squeeze everything back. So you're looking at your hands, and if I'm gonna say take your right foot up, then you're up still on the left toes. Lift your right knee up into the rib cage, which I know is gonna be hard, right? Especially with hip flexibility. Then start to walk your right hand over and roll and step. Okay, so then look at your back heel and turn that to a 60-degree angle. And then you can come up. Okay, so then if you're up here, maybe you can raise your arms up, get a nice stretch. If you can't bring your hands together, then just keep your palms facing towards each other. Really open up your chest. Maybe interlock your fingers, give yourself a nice little stretch. Keep your knee bent and just come down. And then come back up. Just feel what it feels like to be in this position. Then you're going to take your hands. You're going to place your hands down so the right hand is more towards the center of the mat. Then spin the back foot so it's off of that angle now, and then slide that foot back. So sometimes when you're not used to this, it feels really heavy to move your legs. So people slide, which is fine, right? Just because you're getting used to moving your body all together. Don't worry about it because the muscle does build memory. Okay, so give yourself a nice little push back. Step your feet back, okay? So your toes are curled, and then you're gonna lower your knees down. Flip your feet over. Walk your hands back a little bit, okay? So then you lean forward a bit. This is the most important. If you keep your elbows out, which, you know, when your triceps are weak and you're not used to doing this, the tendency is for your back to sag, and then the teacher's saying come down. This is really the trick. Hug the elbows in to the ribs, okay? Keep them hugged in. And then your elbows are pointing behind you, okay? Then you can come into a high cobra, and which is, if you're doing a lot of core work, then this is a really good stretch for the abdominal muscles as well. Okay, so this might feel uncomfortable at first too, because you're not used to all these sensations going on. Then bend your elbows, then come down, and then keep the elbows hugged in, so they're like chicken wings. Push back, take a child's pose, very common. This is a resting pose, so you can integrate your breathing. You are rubbing, maybe you roll your head back and forth. You're massaging the third eye point. And then you're gonna look forward again, come back up into table, and then curl your toes under. Okay, so if you found that really hard to do down dog, curl your toes under, and then watch what we do. Okay, so you're gonna lift your knees up, okay? You've got to engage the core. Keep the knees bent, and then just bring your torso towards, or your rib cage, towards your bent thighs, your bent knees, okay? So this is a really good stretch as well, and this is an easier way to figure out what this posture feels like before you can start to limber up and lower your heels down. So just stay up on the toes and be perfectly okay with that. Just keep your ribs into your thighs and keep the fingers spread wide. Okay, and then bend the knees, come back down, and come back into your table, extend your spine. So the more that you practice those things, the quicker you're going to build up strength. Every person that I've ever taught that has never done yoga before, the hardest thing for them is down dog. So if you are a person that feels like that's what made you stop doing yoga or practicing yoga because the teacher says, this is a resting pose. And I know when people first start, all that weight is on their wrists and their forearms and their whole body is shaking and they are cursing the teacher in their own head saying, this is definitely not a resting posture. When you get into more difficult postures, you look forward to down dog. But just be okay with the whole transition and having to fire up everything. You might be sweating just from learning how to do down dog, and I've actually done classes where we practice the transition, taking the right foot to the top of the mat, step back, take the left foot up to the top of the mat, and do that for an entire hour. Just to make people feel more comfortable, because then you can really get into all these postures that look so beautiful that you see on social media and on pictures, and everyone just looks like, oh, so blissful. But as you know, when you first start, being in one of those postures does not feel blissful. It feels incredibly challenging, and you feel like you are going to fall on your head most of the time. So that's what I am all about, is teaching you this. So really short how-to on down dog and cobra. I come back to this and hit this as many times as you want, just to practice for a few minutes. And then, like I said, I'll keep uploading different videos for you, just so you get to practice that, and more how-tos. Okay, so if you liked what you saw, then hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell so you get all of the notifications and you don't have to search. And I hope to see you again. Please leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Give me a thumbs down if you don't like it. Any interaction helps me figure out what I'm best able to help you with, okay? So, namaste. See you soon. Bye.